The Governor, His Excellency Gordon Weatherall, will continue to have strict control and the final say on matters arising during meetings of the Advisory Council and the more recently formed Consultative Forum. The rules and guidelines for the 12 selected members of the Consultative Forum have been released and their roles have been defined. Although their guidelines are not as lengthy as those given for the Advisory Council, there is still a high level of accountability required of them. Their deliberations will be key in bringing the interests of the public to the Advisory Council and the Governor. The Consultative Forum, or the Forum, was established pursuant to paragraph 9 of the order. In the exercise of its functions, the Forum will advance the interests of the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands and thereby contribute to the restoration of the principles of good governance. The Forum will also see to the sustainable development of the islands, taking into account the promotion of the principles of transparency, accountability, and responsibility in public life. One of the more significant rules regarding the Forum, News 4 has discovered, is that, quote, "No member shall put himself or herself or allow himself or herself to be put in a position to use his or her appointment to the Forum in support of any project or scheme or in support or furtherance of any contract with regard to which he or she has a private interest," end quote. However, with various members serving from every sector of life in the TCI, it remains to be seen how, for example, businessmen selected in the Forum will offer a fair and balanced view if a matter of taxation is raised or even a call for businesses to pay an increase in license fees. The composition of the Forum is at best varied with the likes of Reverend Derek Hamilton, David Bowen, Charlene Robinson, Drexel Seymour, Patricia Simons, Carlos Simons QC, Ghislaine Brutus, Reverend Scott Brannon, Karen DeLancey, Ethelyn Gibbs Williams, Lillian Mizik, and Dr. Linda Williams. The rules sent to News 4 also revealed that, similar to the Advisory Council, the Consultative Forum will be paid $525 per meeting, and according to Rule 8, quote, "The Forum shall meet when summoned by the Governor, acting in his or her discretion. In addition, the Forum shall meet at the request of a majority of its appointed members or as otherwise provided in its rules of procedure, but in any event not less than once every 2 months. Each member of the Forum should be prepared to attend meetings of the Forum at short notice should this be required." End quote. Meetings shall be held in Grand Turk or with the agreement of the Governor as decided by members of the Forum and the accordance with their rules of procedure. Members will be notified by the clerk not less than 72 hours in advance of the meeting unless shorter notification times are needed. The major difference between the Advisory Council and the Consultative Forum is that the Forum meetings shall be open to the public, whereas the Advisory Council meets at the Governor's office in Grand Turk. These rules for summoning of the Forum and the discharge of its functions may be amended and reissued by the Governor from time to time. For WIV4 News, I'm Nakira John.